I want to thank everybody for continuously coming every single day, listening to the podcast, Affirmations for Recovery. This message is sponsored by Al, the new app for today's working entrepreneur, man. Make sure you download this app in the App Store, OWWLL, and use my referral code, EA. Get you $10, make your first call. Let's go. Let's continue to grow. Again, go to your App Store, OWWLL, and thank me later. So my job, my goal is to add value to the recovery space while I'm here on earth. And for me, journaling saved my life.
Welcome back to part 3, EA, the man behind the affirmations.
Ooh. Roll my sleeves up for this.
So just a little bit of a replay on what part 2 was. We talked about time in prison and drug dealing and the things that led up to where we are today in part 3, where we talk about how things start going in the right direction and things that EA is doing to improve his life, improve himself, and help others. So welcome back, EA. It's good to see you.
Ooh, I had to take a break. I needed that break. You got me open. You got me wide open right now. Okay. So yes, thank you for having me though. I appreciate it.
I'm so excited for this part. So EA has a book called Affirmations for Recovery. And I can say firsthand, it's so easy to get into. And did I hear also that you are going to be writing a book?
I have 2 books.
2 books coming.
Yep. I have I'm doing a guide for Affirmations for Recovery, because what I learned in the first year, we did cohorts where we talked to the people that purchased it. And a lot of the feedback was like, man, can you just be more, intentional with the words of the day? So I was like, let me just write it out. So I'm putting together an actual guide that walks hand in hand for day 1, all the way to day 30. It'll give you, so like you'll read the guide and then you'll come over here and do the work in the manual. So I'm super excited. That's going to be coming in the next 30 days. So yeah. And then I have another book that I'm writing that kind of talks about my life story. And this, this 3-part series kind of just reminding me of my purpose and what I want to, in the direction I want to go with that. It's titled King of the Bums. Okay. And BUMS is an acronym for broken, underserved, marginalized species. It's a species, right? And I feel like I've been king of them throughout my whole life, with just some of the interactions that I've had to do, some of the mishaps, some of the just everything. Like my life is modeled. So it's going to be a lot of my life story, and I'm going to definitely add a little bit of fiction to it just to protect the innocent and the guilty, right? But it's going to definitely be a bestseller. Just trust and believe that.
I love it. So we left off, you just had your son and you're out of prison and your charges have been dropped. It's not a federal thing anymore.
Yeah.
Having your son was a big step in your recovery.
Yes, ma'am. Just, seeing him and just, watching God's work, people say God works in mysterious ways. And I'm telling you, I could not testify more to that, because I went from no children, facing 188 months in prison, to a free man. My wife is, at that time, she wasn't my wife, my girlfriend. She got pregnant with my first child. And then just things just started looking up, money. And it was funny because I wasn't getting paid a lot of money, but my happiness was there, because happiness for me is the family nucleus. It's the things that's surrounding me. You know what I'm saying? I get my energy from the things around me happy. You know what I'm saying? Seeing a smile on my son, my wife's face, that's all I need to get my energy, So, yeah.
What did life look like? We'll go to your son being born. What changes did you start making in your life to get you to where you are today?
God always has been working on me, right? Because the fact that I grew up in the, the way I grew up, underprivileged in the drug affected home, I've always had the knack to want to see the community win. I always had a knack to want to change things. I just want things to be different. I don't want to live the rest of my life the way I was. So even through prison, I actually took up going to school before prison. Actually, God has been working with me since high school, because in high school I took college courses, and even after high school, after I went to prison, I was able to use those courses still when I went back to school. So I went back to school. I went back to school after prison, got my certification for drug and alcohol counseling, and later got certification for the mental health as well. Because for me, I believe they go hand in hand. Anybody that's suffering from an addiction, like a substance abuse addiction, they have some mental health challenges, I'm sure. So in order to work with them, I needed to learn both modalities. So I'm definitely trained in both modalities, and that's just what life is like for me today. That's what perseverance looks like for me. It's like taking everything that I've been through, all the bullshit, all the crying, all the tears, all of the everything, and then we put it together, and we put a plan together to help others, not have to go through some of the things that we've done. And that's just life for me today. And I'm all over the country with it. I'm talking about recovery, because recovery is a big deal. It's the world's oldest pandemic. It's going to be here way after us. It was here before us, and it's going to be way here after us, right? So my job, my goal is to add value to the recovery space while I'm here on earth. And for me, journaling saved my life. I know you're finna ask me, so I just beat you to the question.
I know, well, I was, but I was going to ask you, would you say that your interactions in your past, like dealing with drugs and you mentioned being in the drug houses, what people look like when they're high,
oh, yeah.
you know what I mean? The struggles that go with that. Would you say that has helped you be a better drug counselor? And, the mental health side of it, you got the education part of it, but you've also seen it firsthand.
Absolutely.
Would you say maybe, did that make you more passionate about doing that to help people? I know you mentioned that success is everybody around you being successful. So that also kind of feeds into it, right?
Yes, absolutely. I believe, just watching others and what they go through and been through is definitely helping me with my practice. It helps me because I know firsthand that there's, recovery is possible. You have to believe, it starts with your belief. If you have doubts, for me, that's where I start. I start working with you on the doubts, because the mind, again, is the most powerful thing we have. All of us, we have control over, right? So if you start in your mind, you're telling your mind, oh man, I don't think I can do it. Oh my God, what's it? That's the problem right there. For me, I like dealing and working with confident people. I like to build confident people. You don't know what that looks like? I know how to make you look confident. Okay. It all starts in our words, right? There's no trying. We don't try. We do. Even if we fail, we did it.
Doers Club of America.
Doers Club of the world. We're going to take this international. Okay. We Doers Club of the world. Okay. We only do here. That's my only requirement, is that you develop the mindset that you're willing to do something, not try anymore. We don't want to try, because trying is the first step to failure. If you really think about it, when people fail, they be like, you know what? I tried.
It's interesting that you say that, because in all the work that I've done, or just things that I've done for myself to improve my mental health and things like that, I never realized how much of a negative connotation I have attached to the word try.
Yes.
And then you said something when I was editing Affirmations for Recovery podcast about, try is such a terrible, it's not a terrible word, but there's so much negativity connected to it. And it's amazing the difference that it makes when you take it out of your vocabulary.
And I do it. I do it in real time. Like, I do a lot of groups. I work with people publicly, silently, whatever. And when we're conversing, if I see people using the word try, I will politely stop you in mid sentence. I've done it. And I'll reconstruct the sentence for you so we can say it. And it sounds a lot better. And I would say 90% of the times that I do that, even when a person says that the new sentence, man, it sounds so much better. You're right. And that's what this is about. It's about learning, unlearning, and relearning. And it's a process. It's not overnight. It took us all time to be damaged, right? But if you're willing to do the work, I'm willing to go on a journey with you.
So how did you get to the point to, I mean, you didn't just get out of prison and say, hey, I think I'm going to write this journal. Like, how did you get to the point? Were you doing it yourself through your
Yes.
getting your schooling?
Yes. Absolutely. Journaling it's been my whole life. I started it in prison because in prison, you don't have a lot of people you can talk to. There are probably people that can relate, especially when you think about complaining about things that you're going through, like your worries and, oh my God, I'm going through this. I got this much time left. You can't talk like that in prison because, people are in prison. They got their own problems. Okay. So I start talking to the paper, start talking to an actual, I had bought a notebook and I started with day one in my mind. Like, here's today. This is how I feel. This is some of the challenges that I'm having today. And from there, it birthed into a tool that I used because what happened was after I did it, maybe 3 months had went by. And I went back and I looked at how I was feeling in that moment. And it took me back to that moment. I was like, damn, I was really feeling like that? And sheesh, man, I was going through the most. And then I had to remind myself how I got through it, right? From where the journal was to where I am now. What happened? And then when I found out, the light bulb kicked in. I was like, this is journaling. This is what journaling looks like. This is what it is. And, prayed about it because I'm a spiritual person. I don't really follow the religious things anymore, but I'm definitely heavy into spirituality. I believe everything starts with prayer and it starts with your belief in prayer. You have to believe. If you don't believe, the chances of you achieving are less likely.
I think too, let me just touch on that. I believe that that's true of anything. If you don't believe in something, it's not going to work. It's not even necessarily just in God or
right.
Whatever you believe. If you don't wholeheartedly believe it, it's not going to work. If you don't wholeheartedly believe that journaling is going to help you feel better, it's not going to help you feel better.
I couldn't say that better. She said that. She took the words out of my mouth. I'm telling you, that's anything you do in life for love, change, recovery, whatever you want to attach to it. You got to first and foremost, you got to have the understanding. You got to believe in it. You got to know that you can do it. You can do it, right? And you got to be accountable for the times that you're not. Identify those emotions. Like, okay, I don't feel like it today. That's okay. That is okay. You are human. We all go through that. That's the life. But the secret sauce is learning how to persevere when you have those feelings. Okay, I don't feel like doing it, but I do it anyway. How do you do it anyway? How'd you do it? Share that with somebody. I'm telling you, man, you don't know how powerful. Just when you learn that, listen to people that's overcome the challenge. That to me is that's how I built my whole recovery strategies. And as a clinician, I work in a space, and that's really I get a lot of my tools from the people that I work with.
So you started journaling in prison and you still journal up to this day.
Yes,
what's the time frame for that for anybody listening? How long has that been?
Well, it's been over 10 years. It's been over 10 years. I mean, I don't journal now every single day. I don't grab it every single day, but I journal mentally now. It's at a point where, you build a tolerance, just like how you do when you have a substance issue. The first day you smoke something, you didn't have the same feeling as you have now. It's called building a tolerance. So the same thing with journaling. I'm at the point now I can just be driving or something and I'll start journaling in my mind. I have a forever journal pad in my mind. So, and that's a tool I use anytime I need to reflect on something, journaling is the answer for sure.
Would you feel like, we're in a pretty techie age now? I mean, even in 10 years, we've come so far with our cell phones and things like that. Do you think it would be just as beneficial for somebody who's maybe struggling to just do a voice memo on their phone? Like you said, you're driving. Driving is generally where if you're driving alone, a lot of my thinking happens during that time. Mm-hmm. And I would assume do you think it would be just as beneficial to do a voice memo that you can go back and listen to? I mean, do you go back and listen to, or do you go back and look at your journaling from 10 years ago and
Absolutely.
see where you are today?
Absolutely. Because what it does is it actually helps us learn how to process information better. Okay. So even if we was to do it like you said, using your phone, just writing it out, doing a voice memo, really it's about learning how to see how you feel right now in this moment. And then once you come out of that feeling, how'd you get out of that feeling? Document pretty much everything from the feeling to the perseverance. And when you learn how to do that successfully, that's where recovery lives. That's a great, healthy runway for recovery. So yes, I still journal, and when times get tougher, because times ain't tough to me now. I learned how to put life in a box, right? It's not always kisses, hugs, and beautiful words. It's not going to be. No matter how much I smile, there's still shit happening. Okay. So the goal for me is to just keep smiling and to remain faithful that it's all going to get better. It's all going to, I'm going to put in the work to make the necessary changes for whatever that is. And then for things that I can't control, man, I'm definitely not spending more than a minute thinking about it. Okay. Because once you spend more time thinking about things that you can't control, it just weighs you down. Kind of like, then you like, all of a sudden you're like, man, you pissed off at something. You don't even know why. You have no control. You can't control it. So the secret sauce is you got to learn how to separate the things that you can control and the things that you can't. And the things that you can't, don't even entertain it. Don't give it no intention, man. Pray about it. Ask for strength to get through it. Believe that the strength is gonna come, and then just let the car drive the way it drives. That's my daily routine.
Let me ask you this too, because I think that most people hear the word recovery and they automatically assume that it's a substance abuse of some sort. When I listen to your Affirmations for Recovery podcast while I'm editing it, and other times when I feel tired and need some motivation,
Yes.
I feel like you have a more all-encompassing definition of recovery. It's not just substances. How would you describe the recovery that you talk about in your podcast?
Well, great question. I think, recovery, and it's great because I do a lot of speaking across the country. I talk recovery pretty much on the front line all the time, right? And the biggest discrepancy with people when they think recovery, they think about substances. Oh my God, I don't got a problem. I ain't got no problem. I don't. Recovery is a mindset. Okay, it starts in the mind. It starts with how you process your feelings, how you process your emotions, and what you say to yourself and what you say, how you speak to yourself. That's recovery for me, and that's the kind of recovery that I speak on, and I'm helping people learn and unlearn and relearn about, because people just really are waking up on the wrong side of the bed. They're waking up grumpy, they're waking up mad at the world, looking to blame something for something that something that nobody controls. You just want to blame somebody, and we all could use recovery from that type of mindset.
I agree. And I think too, just from personal experience, that words have extreme power. And you say that often. Words have so much power. And one of the things that you talk about also in your podcast is if you wake up with a smile, it really changes your whole day. And it certainly does. It's interesting. I mean, even doing voiceover work like I have in the past, if I read something and I'm not smiling and then I read it with a smile on my face, it sounds,
oh my God,
100% different.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And in reverse, it's the exact same. Just imagine, I don't do this anymore, but when you wake up, when the first thing you're doing is frowning or finding the discrepancy in life, trust me, the whole day you chase that train. Even when something gets fixed in your mind, then you're off to the next thing. Well, man, shit, the sun ain't out today. Fuck, man, what the hell? Versus when you waking up smiling like, man, I'm happy. I woke up. I got eyesight. I got vision. I can use my voice. I can smell. Those are three things to be happy about, right? And then once you learn how to just really count your blessings, starting your days off by counting your blessings, man, not only do more blessings come, but then you actually learn how to identify blessings when they happen. And then through that, that's where smiles live, okay? Because if you can't be happy about being blessed, then we got a deeper problem. We got a deeper issue, okay? I'm always finding my way to my happy place. from the first time my eyes wake up to when I go to sleep at night. I want all my I want everything to be happy. I want it to be, and of course, as a counselor, that's wishful thinking. Good luck. It doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But at that same junction, I'm always fighting for it. And in any conversation, even when the person is talking to me and they're not in that kind of mindset, I'm still pushing for that. I'm pushing to put a smile on that person's face. Okay, that's the goal. Every single day, it's the same way. I wake up and go to sleep with the same goal, and that's recovery. That's real deep, serious recovery. When you're really ready to put the work in, that's what'll happen. You'll wake up and you'll be looking for those places. Hold on, where's my happy place at? I need to know where my happy place is. And for me, it's prayer. That's where it starts. My prayer, first thing I open my eyes, whew, thank you, God. I'm serious. Thank you, God. You woke me up. I'm good. I got my memories. I got a beautiful woman next to me. I got my son. I'm just counting all the blessings, man. By the time I get done counting blessings, man, I'm smiling. My energy's great. I'm smiling. I'm popping it. I'm dancing. I got the music playing. And then from there, you just can't, you can't derail that from a person that's really found it and know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's even just talking to you about it got me pumped up. I'm ready to go take on the world. I'm ready to go save some lives. Okay? Yes.
Would you attribute your recognizing your addiction to women and working through that? Would you attribute that to your journaling and, going back and being able to recognize, different patterns that you've had? Would you say that that's helped you change that process as well?
Yep. Journaling has helped me in a lot of ways. The main thing I would definitely encourage people that's new to journaling is, give it time. Okay. It takes 21 to 30 days to formulate new habits. That goes for anything. That's using drugs. That's not using drugs. If you're ready for the recovery dance, be patient with yourself. Because I see a lot of people struggle with that part. They're like, man, I don't feel nothing. It's not happening for me. Yes, it is. Every moment that you take the conscious effort to do recovery, it's working. It's working for you. So I want to definitely encourage everybody under the sound of our voice today. You can do it. Recovery might not feel as good as you wanted to today, but trust me, do the work. There's no replacement for doing the work. I wish I could send you an invoice and you can buy recovery from me, but we can't do that. That's just not how it works. You got to work for this smile that I have on my face. I had to work for it. So you do too. And if there's anybody out there that found a shortcut to get into a smile without putting in the work, please let me know. I would love to share that with my community because we looking for ways to smile. And I'm telling you that the way I found the smile, I had to put the work in. So I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. If you found a way to learn how to smile without putting in this work, drop it in the channel, man. Sharing is caring. Okay. I would love to hear from you. I want to know more and more. How'd you do it?
So if people are interested in working with you, do you do individual coaching or anything like that with?
Currently, I do. I just stepped out on faith and I just started a new practice. I'm currently working on my SFBT certification, which it stands for Solution Focused Therapy. Okay, and that actually ties into what my practice is, like solution focused therapy. It's a new world. It's been actually out since the early 2000s. It actually formulated 2000s. And just recently, 2019, they just came up with something where you can be accredited for using this modality. So I'm actually currently training in that area right now. I'm studying them. It takes about 40 hours. So 40-hour training once you're already a clinician. So I'm already a clinician. I'm already certified, state of Oregon, all that good stuff. So now I'm just looking to enhance my abilities. And this solution, it's called Solution Focused Brief Therapy. Some of the best therapy you can imagine. It really focuses on solutions as a form of therapy. Like conversation is a form of therapy. It's just an amazing thing. So that's what I'm working on today.
Awesome. And how can people find you if they're interested in working with you?
Okay. First of all, I got a multitude of ways you can find me. Okay. First and foremost, Google me. Google. Okay, add that value to the Google system. Okay, Google EA or Erick Allen, either one, right? Second, Ocean Tree Creative. That's the production team. They are great people. I know you see them all in the social media streets, wherever you see them, LinkedIn, wherever. There's a way that you can get to me through them because they do that. I've actually it's working. And then thirdly, I'm on all social media platforms. I'm actually there. I got a team of people that's with me, helping me with this. So, guys, bear with me if I don't engage with you instantly. Trust me, I'm on the front line doing work. I'm getting band-aids. I'm getting water and food for people on the front line. I don't really have all the time that I should to engage, but that's why we have this beautiful team. Okay, so social media is a great way to connect with me. I have a digital business card, ceoea.com. Say it again, ceoea.com. All my digital information is there. Connect. And we live in a social media world, guys. So reviews are so, so, so important. That's like the currency for me. Okay. If you want to support EA, leaving a review is the best way you can do it. If you can't purchase products from ErickAllenRecovery.shop, I totally get it. We live in a world, money is funny. I get it. But reviews, it don't cost a thing. It don't cost you not one penny if you leave a review. Okay? So do me a favor, do me a solid today. Make it a point. Share this beautiful message with somebody in need of recovery. And drop me a review. Tell me how this, tell me if this worked for you. If it didn't work for you, I'm okay with that too. Okay?
Also, if you need just a quick pick me up, I believe there is an app. You're promoting the shirt right now on your.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot leave this stage. I cannot leave here without telling y'all about this great app right here. Okay. OWWLL, guys, is for today's working entrepreneur. You got to go to the App Store today. Get it. It's a free download. Okay. And it's really the Al community. I promise you, man, you on Facebook, you on all those other social media platforms. There's no family like the Al family. And I'm going to say that again and again. Every time you see me, I'm going to make y'all understand. OWWLL in the App Store. Use my referral code EA. Get yourself $10 to use. Okay. So you can start your party with $10 for free on me. Okay. Yes. And I want to make sure I got everything. Shout out to the whole Al family. I love you guys. You're on Owl too.
I am on Owl.
Yes.
I love that if, you're having a rough day. I mean, I get to do your stuff every day, or I'm working on it once a week. So I get a pick me up there. But I love that if you're just having a shitty day and you just need a minute, you are on a lot. You're online a lot. There's the ability to request him to go online if you just, you need 10 minutes to just get a pick me up, or you're really struggling with something. I promise you, spending 10 minutes with EA will brighten your day.
Oh, you just made me feel warm and fuzzy. I love you. I do appreciate you and the work efforts that you guys bring to the table. I could not be here without you. Y'all the wind beneath my wings. I say that all the time. So look, guys, make sure you guys are following Ocean Tree Creative. It's a production team. If you see them in any of the social media streets, click that link, follow them, okay? And last but not least, Affirmations for Recovery. It's the podcast. It's just really about kicking you in the ass first thing in the morning with some good love and some positive energy. Because sometimes we feel like nobody cares, nobody's listening. But I am. I care and I'm listening. So affirmationsforrecovery.com, that's the landing page, man. Make sure y'all pick a place where the podcast is being streamed and just listen. That's all you got to do. It don't cost you nothing.
Now, on that note of the podcast, you're switching that up a little bit, if I remember correctly. You're going to be doing Instagram Lives. So there's, I think, 8 months of the podcast, or eight months of everyday episodes that you can go back and cycle through. They're fantastic. But now you're doing Instagram Lives.
Yes.
So if people want to find the affirmations, that like the 5-minute snippets or whatever, just to get you motivated during the day, they can find you on Instagram, EA the Genius, right?
At EA the Genius, starting next month, the first of the month. I'm definitely going back to live every day on there. That was one of my best platforms where people engage with me the most. So, but not only that, we have LinkedIn, we have Facebook, we have X, we have TikTok. So wherever you see EA at, do me a favor and support that. Okay. Support is an action word. Okay. So I love you guys.
The Affirmations for Recovery podcast is now going to be you talking to other people about their recovery journey and people who want to offer feedback on what you're offering for recovery, things like that. So it's going to be you interviewing other people on how their recovery journey is going, things like that. Is that correct?
That is correct. And it's called, we title that segment Fridays. Fridays with EA. So that episode usually will drop on Friday. And it's definitely, again, it's about adding value. We're going to be talking to professionals, people in recovery, and just, our community, people that make this world go round. And that's you. People in recovery, we make the world go round. Okay. So
I love that. I love that you're trying to break the stigma attached to the word recovery. Recovery is not a negative thing.
Yeah, no trying. We breaking this, damn it.
Look at you.
We're going to break this, damn it.
Catching that fucking word
Yeah,
try.
I hear the word try and I hear the word try and I'm jumping. I'm ready to, I'm choking that word out. We do not do trying here.
Look at you changing the way recovery is viewed. I love it. Thank you for spending some time with me and letting me get to know you better. I hope everyone enjoyed learning more about EA and what he's doing to make the world a better place.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
Post-production for the podcast is done with care by Ocean Tree Creative.